Hello everyone, I'm Tim Aldridge, Director of Children's Services, and you may wonder what I'm doing. Actually, this is the first of my video blogs. I'm quite new to this, as you might guess, but the aim really is to find a direct way to communicate to staff and tell you about really what's on my mind, what I think is going on. So at least every month, I'm going to record one of these video blogs, talk about a particular theme, and give you a chance to give me some feedback. So today, what I wanted to say is that on future editions, I have a plan to have a special guest join me in my studio. But this week, because it's the first one, I don't have a special guest. But don't worry, next time I will have a special guest joining me in my studio. So today, what I want to go through first is the news. So the first bit of news is that earlier this week we were visited by a couple of Ofsted inspectors who wanted to talk to us about progress we're making in terms of our primary and secondary schools, in fact across our whole school provision. The good news is, as some of you remember, last year we were visited by Ofsted. We also got a section published in the annual Ofsted report which raised serious concerns about the performance of our schools. This year I'm really pleased to announce Ofsted were really impressed with the strength of the primary sector in particular, and they were also reassured by the steps we're taking to work with our secondary schools to drive improvement. So I think that's a really good piece of news and a real sign of progress, and I want to thank all of you who've contributed to that. The second bit of news I've got is we were visited this week by Mark Riddell, who's the National Implementation Advisor for Leaving Care Services. Now Mark came to look at the progress we've made since the Ofsted inspection last year, and he met with the leader of the council, the chief executive, the senior management team, the Leaving Care Service, and also a group of care leavers in the Cocoon. I'm really pleased to say Mark was quite impressed with the progress we've made since the Ofsted inspection last year. We've got an amber rating, which means he thinks we're moving definitely in the right direction, and he also talks about some green shoots of good practice that he saw. He was really impressed with the team and the work that they've done, and he also reported that some of the care leavers expressed seeing some improvements recently. So well done to the team, really good work. We know we've got more work to do, but I think this is a really good staging post. So next, I wanted to move on to talk to you about my theme for this week, which is the Staff Forum. Now, most of you will remember I've written to you about the Staff Forum, and I spoke to those of you who came to the Vision briefings in September, and I talked about wanting to set up a formal group for staff to give us feedback. So we're calling that the Staff Forum. It's out for consultation now. I'd really like to hear your views about how we do this, and it's really about our desire to work with you as a staff group, and we think you can really generate some of the best ideas, some of the best solutions to the challenges we find. And I think there's also scope for the Staff Forum to arrange social events and also help us recognise success. Now, talking of success, most of you will have heard that our very own Jackie Dowding, a social worker in ISS, has won the prestigious Children's Social Worker of the Year award. And I'm really pleased to say we have an event, and Kaylee will remind me when the event is.
Monday the 11th of December.
So the 11th of December.
9:30.
At 9:30.
Fourth floor.
On the 4th floor of Mercury House. I'll be presenting Jackie with her award. And what I'm also hoping for is to invite Jackie into my studio and do a special interview next time. So please join me on the 11th for that award. So finally, the other element of this video blog is really responding to questions. As it's the first one, I don't actually have any questions, but what I'd like to encourage you to do is to either speak to me or email me any questions you might have about things that are really on your mind. And I know lots of you have already spoken to me over the last few days about things that are important to them. So what I want to do each time I do this blog is respond to some of your questions. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks so much. See you soon.